Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to 3G's Garage. My name's Greg. Behind the camera is Keegan over there. Doing a part 2 follow-up on our Enticer teardown video. We shot the whole teardown of this sled. We would have liked to have videoed a little bit more of the mechanical restoration and put back together. But we kind of ran out of time. We didn't film things and we're worried about having all the sleds ready for racing, so we jumped ahead on you a little bit, but it's pretty much done now. So we're just going to show you, the final product here, and hopefully we'll get some, like part 3 will be out at the track somewhere doing some racing on it. So this is Keegan's sled. We built it specifically for lake cross racing. So it's out on a lake, not necessarily plowed, smooth ice surface. Lake cross is supposed to leave some snow on it. It's multi-turns, it's not an oval, so you don't need like a track slide lubrication system or anything like that. You're not just turning left, so the sled has to turn both ways, and so we'll give you a good look at it. Obviously painted the hood and stuff. The whole sled is is made for racing. So.
All right, so now we're going to go over some of the aftermarket non-stock things that we did to this sled. So first off, for carbides we have snow studs, 10-inch single runners in the front. Excited to test those out. And then for studs we have your Woody's steel studs in the rear. Not sure on the length, but we'll show you in a bit. And then Fly Racing 5-inch riser. You kind of have to put a riser on these Enticers if you want to run an aftermarket straight bar, because the factory bars have a upsweep rise to them. So we have that riser there, and then
so you needed the riser here because this was without the riser, the straight bar was getting down into the seat too much, so that created an issue because you got the turn down here. Interesting fact too about the carbides we bought, and I didn't know this when we were looking at them. Snow Studs is actually in Jackson, Wisconsin, which is only like an hour away from us, so that was kind of neat. If we order from them again, depending on how this stuff works, it'd be nice to have the option, like if we need it right away, we can just run down there and pick it up, which is pretty cool. So.
Yep, so back to the handlebars. The bars are an RSI chromoly. I'm not sure what they exactly are, but they're, you got to turn down on the one side, and it was like a quarter turn on the other side, but excited to try those. And then in part 1, you guys saw the seat. That's a SRX Viper seat. Looks really good on there, matches the hood. Looks good all around. So I think that's pretty much it for our aftermarket. The old man did a great job on this hood. I think it looks really nice. Really makes it look mean. But other than that, she's set up pretty bone stock right now, except I think besides your stock Enticer parts, in the chain case we have some aftermarket or different gearing. I think it's a 14 top and a stock bottom.
Yeah, so like one of the things on these Enticers is that that's really a limiting factor is the fact that it doesn't have a jack shaft. So your chain case and your secondary clutch and all that is all right here on this one side. It kind of limits what you can do with it. There's hardly no adjustment on the spring. What I actually did to give us a little bit of variability, I don't know if you can see that down there, but there's a hole here and there's a hole here. So like you drill a hole so you can get an extra 90-degree of twist or adjustment out of your spring depending on where you want it set. Otherwise the stock is just a single hole. So that gives you just a little bit of adjustability on that. Yeah, otherwise, I don't know, did we have to replace the brake pads in this one?
No, stock enticer.
Yeah, the brakes were good. Oh,
we did a full secondary rebuild. That's always a good thing to have done. And then we also did crank seals in the motor.
Yep.
Another key point when reviving one of these old guys.
yeah, and you know, it just happened. Like I said, we're running short on time here. We got to have this stuff ready, but we did a quick and dirty on the engine with the crank seals, and you know, again, I apologize for not showing more of this stuff, but the bottom end, a few of the bearings in there were kind of questionable. There was some rust, and we know that this engine sat outside without a carb on it for a certain number of time, which is terrible. Usually you get water in the bottom end, and it certainly was down there. There was rust down there, so clean that stuff up as well as we possibly could. And you know, we're not expecting a lot of hours to come out of this motor,
So
because
part 3 of this sled might be it eating itself alive, destroying the bottom end.
Yeah.
So we do have a spare motor that we went and picked up yesterday along with a parts sled. So, and we got it to run, and it makes good compression. So if this one doesn't last us all season, we just chuck that one in here. Take
Yeah.
half an hour, you know.
And where I was going initially with the chain case and whatnot here is that, so I sourced a 14 tooth Top Gear, but it was a double roller 14. There's not a lot of options. You can't get a chain for that setup anymore. So what we did is we cut that gear in half, made it a single roller, and then we used the number 40 chain and got that to fit the right size. So this is all kind of like first time stuff for us. We're gonna see, because to be honest, when you get out on the lake cross and stuff with these, there's way more straightaway and open space. Like, you could use all the top end gearing you can get on them. Right now we've got a stock Yamaha clutch on it, but eventually I'm building a couple clutches for it, Comet 102. We're going to throw that on here, and we'll be able to clutch our way off the line pretty good with that, hopefully. And
So as well as rebuilding the secondary, we fully rebuilt the skid, placed a bunch of bearings, got that all taken care of. Another key point we focus on when reviving these guys, and then
yeah, so we go through and replace all the bearings and the wheels, make sure the rubber's good on all of them, make sure that these blocks are in good shape. Most of the time these never get adjusted or anything, so they're two-sided, so you can just flip them over. You know, one side almost always is worn all the way through to the metal, so we flipped that over. The slides were in good shape, so we kept those. We didn't have to put any track clips on it yet, so
actually we did have to chuck one or two in there.
we threw a couple clips on it. Yeah,
and then
about that. Yeah, we studded it. It's pretty lightly studded when you know, talk about ice racing or whatever. I think there's 44 studs or something in it. I believe these are 0.75 inch or 0.7 inch studs. Just the steel diggers. We use some aluminum stock for tunnel protectors up here. I don't know how well you can see that, it's pretty dark, but yeah, so that's always a process, the studding, and you know, because we had the whole sled stripped, so it was easy to do, but you got to take the gas tank and the seat and all that off just to get the tunnel protectors on it. So
pretty in-depth on this one. We went pretty far.
Yeah.
Came out really good. I'm really happy with it. So it should be a fun, fast sled for this season. Hopefully the motor holds up.
Yeah, I mean, they're old and they're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, that's what we like about them. You know, they're not, nothing's perfect on them, so it's kind of at your own discretion how far you want to go with it, whatever you want to do. You know, this hood is not in great shape, it doesn't fit great, but like, you put a nice paint job on it, and you know, you got something that looks really sharp from, you know, 15 feet away anyhow. So you know, the goal with this is you know, Keegan will be so far in front of everybody they won't be able to tell how badly the hood fits on it, but
that's the plan. or I'll roll it over and I'll get to make a whole new hood.
Yeah, yeah, or it'll get. I mean, that's the nature of racing too. You know, you roll it over, the hood will get wrecked, and we'll start over from there. But yeah, I think it just needs a set of numbers on it, and otherwise, I think she's ready to go. So yeah, again, sorry we didn't take you guys along on the mechanical restoration end of things. You know, time got away from us a little bit, but there'll be more for sure. So
Racing starts soon, so you can expect some race footage from the 3Gs. Yeah, we're getting close to the race time.
yeah, if you guys see anything in this video that you have questions on, or if you've done any lake racing or whatever, if you want to make some suggestions, drop it in the comments. Like, we're always, by no means are we professionals. A lot of this stuff we've done once or twice, and that's about it. So yeah, if you got any insights or input or whatever, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. And yeah, if you like what you see, click the subscribe, and stay tuned. Hopefully this baby will bring home a couple checkered flags. We'll see you in the next one.